Thank you, Nick. Good afternoon, everybody. So the runners just starting to make their way forward. And they're off. Cheltenham 2025 begins with the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme Novices Hurdle and Romeo Coolio leading Workahead to flight number 1. Kopek Des Bordes just a shade keen into the first, landed in 3rd position. Ahead of Carnaquet, the maroon and white silks, with Carbo on the outside of William Munny. Also just fighting the rider early is Salvatore Mundi, the yellow and black checks, running in company with Ironsi. And on the inside of Ironsi is Skylord. And towards the back of the field, William Munny just a little bit short of room there. Funicola, and the back marker is Tutti Quanti as Workahead leads the way in between the first 2 flights. The long run between the first 2 obstacles, Workahead is leading Romeo Coolio, the best turned out winner, in 2nd position, with Kopek Des Bordes in 3rd place, and then Carnaquet the inside with Carbo on the outer as they reach flight number 2. And in 6th position then is Ironsi, as a big roar sends them as they meet rising ground and head out on a full circuit of the course. Still in midfield is Salvatore Mundi with Skylord on the inside, William Munny and Sean Flanagan on the outer. And the back 2, Funicola, and last of all is Tutti Quanti. So heading on towards their 3rd, and it is Workahead for last year's winning combination, Henry de Bromhead and Rachel Blackmore with Slade Steele. It is Workahead leading 2 in 2nd position. Romeo Coolio, a gap of 2.5 to Kopek Des Bordes, who's then 3 or 4 clear of Carnaquet, running in company with Carbo as they take off at number 3. Ironsi, the white-faced runner, in midfield with Salvatore Mundi the outside. Skylord on the inner. Wide on the course is William Munny. And then Funicola and Tutti Quanti is detached, a good 6 lengths behind Funicola as Workahead leads them towards their 4th. Romeo Coolio and Jack Kennedy in 2nd place. Kopek Des Bordes takes it in 3rd. A little gap then to Carnaquet, running on the inside of Carbo. William Munny the outside. Ironsi is next. Skylord just chased along as they've gone beyond halfway. And running on towards number 5, the back 2, Salvatore Mundi. The back 3, I should say, Salvatore Mundi, Funicola, and the detached Tutti Quanti as they take the 5th, making their way towards the top of the hill. And Workahead has now dropped back to 3rd position, and Romeo Coolio is striding on. Romeo Coolio with Kopek Des Bordes, a length and a half away in 2nd place. William Munny has gone into 3rd. Workahead drifting back and overtaken by Carnaquet, who moves into 4th position at the top of the hill and about to descend down towards 3 out. And Romeo Coolio leads the way in the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme Novices Hurdle, is tracked by Kopek Des Bordes, followed then by William Munny. Carnaquet is in 4th place, over 3 out. Romeo Coolio led there. Kopek Des Bordes is poised in 2nd place with William Munny in 3rd, a gap to Carnaquet. Skylord has taken 5th, then Ironsi, Salvatore Mundi, Funicola, and the weakening Carbo as they get to the 2nd last. Romeo Coolio almost joined there by Kopek Des Bordes on the outside. William Munny trying to stay in the picture in 3rd. Carnaquet is in 4th, but at a glance there from Paul Townend, and Kopek Des Bordes has taken up the running there. William Munny, the challenger, on the outside. Romeo Coolio has dropped to 3rd, heading towards the 8th and final flight here. It's Kopek Des Bordes with a 2 or 3 length lead over William Munny in 2nd. At the final flight, Kopek Des Bordes got it wrong. William Munny 2 lengths down in 2nd place, starting off up the hill. The near side Kopek Des Bordes, the far side William Munny. They're clear of Romeo Coolio in 3rd, but Kopek Des Bordes doing enough, and Kopek Des Bordes wins the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme. 2nd home was William Munny, Romeo Coolio in 3rd, and Carnaquet in 4th.
Yes, we started 2025 Cheltenham Festival with a bang, a powerful performance in the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme from Kopek Des Bordes. Paul Townend was on board. All that worry about how he would be pre-race, he was pretty calm, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know who was worried about him. He was the calmest of us all, I think. But when he got here, he settled in really well, and you know, he just covers so much ground. I'd say you probably don't realise how quick you're even going on him throughout a race. And yeah, a huge engine. I was hoping Jack could bring me a bit further than he did, but we jumped to 2nd last well and kind of landed there. I was there without having to commit him, and when I got stuck into him, he galloped out well as well. It was a big performance, yeah.
Could you feel William Munny behind you?
I could see him and feel him. Yeah, I knew he'd be coming late, and when I was landed there like that, I was kind of setting it up for something to close because we had gone a strong gallop, I thought, and as I say, he covers a lot of ground, huge natural ability, and still immature or green in everything he does. So hopefully the future is very bright for him. Yeah.
He's still raw, and yet he's still managing to do all these things, and he's learning so fast as well. You saw that from his jumping race to race.
Yeah, it's not that he's a slow learner, he just hasn't had the opportunity to learn, and every day he's picking up more and more experience and doing things right, and it's a big place for a novice galloping into the last. They're on their own, and we're on an awkward stride. He galloped out through it, but that's the physical power of the horse as well, that he can land, and when I gave him a slap, he picked up for me again. He's exciting. Yeah.
Can you gauge your level of excitement with each? It does seem like I'm getting quite a bit.
Usually you find where their ceilings are around here, close to it, and I just think with the inexperience he has and the immaturity of him, that he does things very naturally. Yeah.
And he's blown that race apart. Do you see him as a potential champion hurdler in the future? I know you leave that stuff to Willie.
I worry about today now, and he's won brilliant, and we'll move on to the rest of them, so that can be another day's problem.
And finally, I'm sure it must mean something special to you to have won this race when it is named in honour of Michael O'Sullivan.
Definitely. He was a big part of our team. He lived locally to me there, and a Cork man as well. So he's in everyone's thoughts every day still, and I suppose we can just count ourselves very lucky that we did know him for the short time that we did, and very lucky to have known such an incredible young man.
Absolutely well said, Paul. Congratulations, best of luck for the rest of the week.
Thanks a million. Thank you.
A real performance to start the Cheltenham Festival 2025, that from Kopek Des Bordes. Absolutely brilliant with the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme Novices Hurdle, Willie Mullins. But first of all, you must be so pleased and honoured to be able to win this when it is run in the honour of Michael.
Yes, I threw enough horses at it, and it's great to see Alan here and Eugene. And Alan will take after Michael. He's a very good jockey. He rode 3 winners last weekend, and I think he'll keep Michael's memory alive.
Absolutely. We're hopefully going to see him riding Walking on Air in the Kim Muir later on in the week. And also for Charlie, this is such a significant race and horse for you. Also for Charlie McCarthy, this is the horse that has kept the family going through all of their troubles in recent weeks.
That's right, and Charlie looks great here. But I think everyone makes an effort to come to Cheltenham, and delighted that they were all here to do it.
Yeah, day 11 of the 10-day recovery, and Charlie is right here. And congratulations to you, because this is a really hugely exciting young horse, and everything went right beforehand.
Yes, we put a hood on him today, and I think it worked nicely. We had it on him a few times at home. It worked nicely, and in the saddling stalls, I think he only jumped up on Ava once. He actually got his 2 front legs over her, so we had to tidy her hairband under her hair and everything. And he settled down. It's funny, once we stood him sideways in the saddling stalls, he was fine. He didn't want to face out. I'll be looking at all you guys out there, so once he was turned away, he was fine. Yeah.
Sounds like he's slightly starry. Good thing that he's got the ability to match.
Yeah, he's just bullish, and he's so strong. And like when you saw him in Maiden Hurl, you thought he can't keep that gallop up, and jumping through fences, not over them, hurdles. And but he did. And then the next day, Paul let him have more use of himself. Jumped better and kept galloping. Loose horse came up beside him. He ran away with Paul, and he still threw it a fantastic jump, the second last, and ran away up the straight. And today, when they quickened the pace down the back, I thought, are they going too fast? Will they collapse in front? But he didn't, and William Munny didn't. And Paul said when he hit the front, he was just looking at the stands, looking at the last hurdle, looking everywhere. Made a mess of the last. But then he said he just galloped up. He'd have galloped the whole way up to the Hunter's Lodge. For people who don't know that's the hotel up at the top of the straight. So, he said he had that much in him, and very few horses finish with anything going up that hill. You don't need to pull them up, they pull themselves up.
That's a huge Supreme performance, though. The obvious question and last question is this a champion hurdler?
That's, Matt Chapman stopped me on the way, and he said, we're looking forward to him going over fences. And I said, should we stay over hurdles? I don't know. I think what we'll do, once Punchestown is over, or wherever he goes, Aintree or Punchestown, we will have a look and maybe school him over fences. And a lot will depend on what Paul thinks when he rides over fences. I wouldn't have any worry, but he'd be hugely exciting a horse over fences too.
I suppose it depends on what else happens this week.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's always easier to have champion hurdler horses. It's easier to keep them sound, and if you have one, you're lucky. But we're always looking for Gold Cup horses, aren't we? You know. But is he a champion chaser?
He could be. I mean, certainly that performance suggests that he is a potentially top-class horse, one that can go right to the top.
Yeah, over 2 miles. And anyone know what the time of the race was?
3:52 and change.
53. Yeah. So that means that ground is just nice.
Yeah.
Perfect ground, I'd say. Yeah. You know, so he could be to do it. With his temperament now, I would be looking at a shorter trip rather than a longer trip with him. Yeah, unless he settles with his hood and with racing, and he might settle with racing. And they normally always do, you know.
Well, we know for certain he's exciting. So is Mashborough in the Arkle, who comes up next. Best of luck.
We better go. Thank you. Cheers.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.